thanks for joining me live today. I'm just sanding down some canvas, so it has layers of primer on, and it's got a good tooth to it, but it's a little bit too grippy for what I want. Trying to get it to a nice smooth surface to reflect the feeling of the water. Let's get that nice glassy feel of water. So I'm really happy to show you how this part of the process works with sanding. Thanks for joining me today. Putting my mask back on. Everyone, thanks for joining me today. If you've already heard this, then I'll try to keep it quick. So I have a few canvases here that have multiple layers of primer on it, and it's great because having multiple layers of primer really gives a canvas tooth, I find. I really like that. But right now I'm sanding them down so that it can have a really nice smooth surface, sort of like being at the ocean when you look out across the waves. It's very glassy on a very calm day, so that's what I'm doing. And now I'm going to put my mask back on. If you have any questions, just drop it down and I'll answer them once my mask is off again. So glad you're all here. I hope you're having a good day. watching. Hi, Shannon. Keep turning off the machine to feel how smooth the canvas is. Mostly the edges, because for some reason the edges and the corners, I have a hard time getting the edges and the corners super smooth, so I have to keep testing that. So Shannon says, how many coats of gesso do you use before you sand, or how many in total? Well, Shannon, that's a great question. I used to put on way more layers of gesso until I upgraded to better quality gesso. So I actually start with size. So I put a coat of size on and really let that soak into the canvas and really rub it in with my brush first. And that prepares the raw canvas first. And then I have been using, do I have it around here? I have used a little bit of gambling ground, which is great for oil, as you probably know. But I'm having a hard time getting the rest of my ground to, I don't know, liquefy a bit. So I'm going to email them. I'm going to email Gamblin and ask how to use up the rest of this, because it seems to be a waste to get rid of it. So I've been using Liquitex Professional Gesso, and that one I find is, it has really good coverage. It has better coverage than the basic gesso made by Liquitex. So I use 2 coats of that, and then I put the basic on top just to give it a little extra oomph. I used to what's the word? I used to what do you call it when you add something to it to make it spread a little bit more? I used to do that. The word will come back to me, but now I just use the gesso straight, and I find it creates really good coverage. It's really bright, which is really great for when I'm painting. I really like having that bright surface. So I hope that answers your question. If that doesn't answer your question, then tell me what you do. I only use store-bought stretched canvas so far, so I just add gesso. Thanks for sharing. I'd like to try. Yeah, you should definitely try it. I find like when you stretch your own canvas, you have a lot more control over the base of the base that you're working with. I have used store-bought before as well, but I just like the feeling and the texture that I get from stretching it on my own. But it is a lot of extra work, and I can't do it on my own. I have my husband to help me stretch. So if you want tips on how we do it, we can show you how we do it and help you out there as well. So thanks for joining me, Shanna. It's really nice to see you. Just going to prime sand the edge of this side now. So it's gonna get loud here. It's really just like personal preference, like how you like the surface of your base to be like. And I just like how we have a process, and I like how it turns out. So, hello, Jasutin Art. I can't pronounce your name. Sorry. I need to do that for sure. Sanding. Yeah, sanding. I used to use little pieces of sandpaper and do it by hand in between different layers of gesso. And I don't recommend that if you're considering it. Definitely worth the money to get an actual sander. It's so much faster, and it doesn't hurt your skin. So that would be my recommendation. I don't know, Jasutin, if you use a sander or if you have sanded by hand. Justin, okay. What language is that? Justin. Hi, Crystal. I'm just showing people how I'm sanding canvas right now. So glad you're here. How are you doing? It's just gonna get loud in here, so. here that I have a hard time getting the edges and the corners super smooth, so I tend to have to go over those areas a little bit. Great. This one feels okay. I'm gonna do some of my smaller ones. So here I have a few smaller ones. The stretcher bars, unlike the larger bars, for the larger canvases, we bought them from the store. But for the smaller ones, it's a little bit hard for you guys to see. But these bars, my family made these bars, like from the tree type of made these bars. So my father-in-law is amazing. He would literally go out, chop down a tree, and create planks out of it. He'd dry the planks, and then my husband helped to sand them down and cut them down to size. And so what you see here, these are bars that my family have created straight from cutting down trees. So pretty awesome. I'm really lucky. So these guys, these are 8 by 8 inches, quite a bit smaller than the 14 by 14 that I did in my last collection. So really excited for these. So Justin says, it's spelling in Japanese, but I've attached my canvases for years, but I've always sanded, and yet I see this and must. Oh yes, most certainly. Do not. I used to do this. I used to buy packets of sandpaper and sand in between every layer by hand. It just hurts your hand. It takes a long time. Highly recommend that you get one of these guys. So yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, definitely sand them with a machine. It's so much easier. All right, it's gonna get loud in here again, guys. So sorry, I won't be able to talk while this goes on. Okay, I think my phone battery is running out here, so I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for everyone for joining. I hope you got something out of this, and it's just so fun to have you here. All right, have a great afternoon. Bye, guys.